So a little background about me. When I've been gambling for about 20 years, on and off. There was about a year and a half of my life where I just totally lived off of casino winnings. But I'm a grown man, had a one kid and a wife, and I needed to. It just wasn't sustainable. Um, and that was me playing cards and getting kind of lucky on machines after I played cards. And it was every weekend. I'd go every weekend. I'd get my rooms comped. When it was said and done, I would try to make 1,000 a week. There was times where I made 500. There was times where I made 2,000, um, but that was kind of my limit. Towards the end of my little gambling career, if you will, I decided I was going to try to make 3,000 a week, and next thing I know, I'd be going home with nothing or $50 only made, after gas and all that stuff. So, anyways, like I said, I wound up getting a job, kind of falling off of it, but in between, I've always had kind of some dumb luck, I guess. Like anytime I go to a casino with my family or friends, they're always like, "Dude, how do you win? Why do you keep winning?" Um, and I really couldn't explain it. I don't really have a technique. Well, this last couple times I've gone gambling, I've kind of played a technique and it's worked. So I'm going to test my theory again this weekend. Going up to a casino, going to stay the night. My goal for this trip is to have a $300 bankroll. A bankroll is what you're going to take to play. If I lose a 300, that's it. I'm not dipping into a plastic. I'm not going to, pull any more money from my wallet. So what I'll do is I'll just bring $300 cash. And here's my plan. Step one, go through the whole casino floor. Make sure I have a player's card with me. So that's probably actually step one. Get you a player's card. Sign up. If you don't, go get one if you need one, renewed one. Get your player's card. Get your points, get your comps, because it makes it a lot easier the next times you come when you have, let's say a $20 food voucher or a free night or, stuff like that. So make sure you get a card, play on your card. My second step is to walk around the casino floor and find games I want to play, like low volatility games. I don't want to jump into a high volatility game where it's like 20 lines and it's only a penny per bet, but it's just very high volatility. So I like the old school machines like triple diamond, double diamond, the ones with the sevens and cherries and stuff like that. The old school, low volatility, higher denomination. I don't like to go to those ones that are like 25 cent and, I try to find one that's like $1 machine or a $5 machine, and it has a 2 max credit or a 3 max credit. That way, if it's $1 machine and it's a 5 max credit, that's fine. You're $5. But if it's a $5 machine and it's only a 2 max credit, you can't get yourself in too much trouble with your max bet. And I always keep it on max, just because if you look at rules on any of these games, the higher denomination, the more common jackpots or paybacks are. So I like to go with those ones because a lot of people say, "Oh, that's too much. I'm not playing a $5 machine." But if you really think about it, a max bet, if it's 2, it's only $10 per pool. You go to a penny machine, you can sink $300 in that thing in 30 minutes if you're not careful. So, you can have a 75-cent bet, but then all the way at the end of that row, there's like an $8 bet, and it's and a lot less chance of winning. Yes, you can win, and I have one on those machines, but the odds are better, especially if you're coming in without a lot of money like I am. I'm going in at $300. So my initial goal is get my player's card, find the floor and the machines I want. I don't really think location of machines matter that much. I kind of somewhat still believe they do in a way, but really you just got to find something with not a lot of lines. I prefer like triple diamonds, double diamond, like the ones, like I said, with the sevens and cherries and diamonds, and $1 bet. And that's where I want to go in the beginning. So, $5 max. So I want to be able to spend $5 each pool, and just play that 100. And, I'm willing to lose that first 100 I put in there. And if I do, I'll find another machine, same type of volatility, same type of bets, $1 machine with $5 max bet, or even the $9 max bet is fine too. But I prefer the $5. My goal is to turn my 100 into 200 off a machine like that, and then I'm going to take the initial 100 that I put in there and give it to my wife. You can take, you know, if you don't trust yourself, you can take like a little safe without a lock on it, or without your key, those little mini safes. You can stuff it in there, or you can, just put it in one pocket and have one pocket for play, one pocket for keep. People do that too. But for me, I give it to my wife because I know she ain't giving it back. She might not even give it back when we get home. So if I can flip that 100, so I give her 100 of my $300 bankroll. So now I'm playing 200, or I still have the other 200 to play, and then the 100 I made. So the 100 I made off of that machine, I'm going to go to a machine that's a little higher risk, or not risk, a little higher, same type of machine, bigger amount. So if I can find a $10 machine, $2 max bet, and play that one down, expecting to lose 100. And if I don't, you don't want to lose 100, but it's possible. It's gambling. But you play that 100, and you still got another 100 in your wallet, or 200 in your wallet. So I would probably go 100, 150 in this machine. The initial goal is to put the 100 in this machine as well, and flip it into another 100 or 200, or even hit something bigger. But if you can hit it into another 100 off that machine, let's say, then you can take the 100 you put in, give it back to your safe pocket wife, my wife. So then I've given her 200 of my original $300 bankroll. So worst case scenario, I'm leaving down 100 at this point. Then I'm going to take the other 100 that I came with, and I still have the 200 I gained to play with. So I'm going to take another 100, and I'm going to go to something a little more high volatility, probably like a game. And you got to pick the games you like. Something, I'm probably going to go to one where you can change denominations, but like a Buffalo machine or a Cleopatra, or something that you're familiar with. Higher denomination. I don't want a penny machine, probably like nickel, dime. And this is where it gets tricky, because these machines, each denomination, it can re-trigger something new. So I know you can get on a machine and you can just sit there and it's dead spins, dead spins, dead spins. So something like this, it has multiple denominations and multiple amounts you can bet. I like to go and spin it 3 times. If none of those 3 spins give me back at least what I bet or more, then I move to a different amount or denomination. Each time you change denomination on a machine, it's almost like going to a new machine, because it resets. It's calibrating. It's got shit inside of it where it's evaluating how much I got to give back, how much I got to take. And by law, I don't know what it is percentage wise, but in the state of Nevada or different states, they have a percentage it has to give back. And I think Nevada's in the 90s. So they're going over time of what they're making on that machine. The machine is going to give you 90% of what's ever put back, but it's going to take that's why they have these machines. That's why if you go to a casino floor, most of them are these penny machines, because they're taking more and they're kicking back a little bit, but over time is where they make their money on it. So they don't care if you win 5 jackpots in a night, because in essence, that machine and all those machines are still going to make them money over time. So just a thought. And that's why you go to a casino, you don't see a lot of these older games no more, because it's lower volatility. You win more, you get more of a percentage back on those. You can look up all this stuff on your own. But anyways, back to the goal here. So then at that point, I'm on my 300 I've spent, and hopefully that machine that you're in at that point gives you some sort of a decent spin win. So even if you can make another 100 off of that, so now you've gone to 3 machines, you made 100 off of each machine. I give that 100 back to my wife. So now I've got the money I've made to kind of freely play as I like. And I'm probably at that point would go to, let's say, a high limit slot that's $25 per pool, same type of machine, 1 line, max bet 2. So you're betting $50. At that point, I'd probably take 300 and pop it into a machine like that, and just let it ride, and at that point, my hope is that at a machine like that, it's a bigger denomination, a bigger payout. At that point, you're hoping you hit something like 1,000, 500, 2,000, something like that, in that range. So let's just say I make 500 on that machine, I check out. I've got my 500 plus the 300 I've made. So then at that point, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. I'll probably give 300 to my wife, and I got 500 to play with. So at that point, you're leaving with the 300 you came with and a $300 profit. Now I'm going to record this all and kind of show you in the casino on my next video. It won't be till Sunday when I post it, I believe, but kind of give you an idea, as long as the casino lets me record. go from there. Now, there is a possibility you go in there and you lose your 300 and it's over. That's gambling. So you got to, and that's happened to me. I used to go gambling and just go off blind luck. And sometimes I'd leave up 1,000. Sometimes I'd leave down 1,000. And especially if you live like where I live, I don't live in Vegas or in a town that has casinos. You have an hour and a half drive, you know? So you drive up all excited and then your hour and a half back is just like, so a lot of lonely, sad drives home of me losing is why I've come up with these techniques, and they work for me. Probably 8 times out of 10 I go to the casino, I come out winning. So like I said, I'll record it this weekend, kind of give you an idea what I'm kind of rambling a lot, and I understand it's probably because I'm drinking Monster too. But I'll kind of guide you through it as I can in the casino. But step 1, player's card. Step 2, scour the casino floor. Step 3, pick your machine that's low volatility, dollar machine, 2 max bet, double your money, and then go to the next machine that's a little higher, a $5 machine, you know, with a single line bet, or you can go to a 3-line bet, but something like that. Basically, my goal is to get the money I came and have fun, and at the end, you know, if I have a few $100 to play something that's a little more high limit, and if something like that hits, that's when you get your buckaroos. And then, you know, I've even had it happen where I hit my goal, 100 here, 100 there, 100 there. I put my 300 back with my wife, and then I'll take 100 and hit a jackpot somewhere. That's possible too. If you hit a jackpot, and let's say you make 1,500 off of a jackpot, then you assess where you're at. You can say, okay, well, I got 1,500 now, a hand pay. Then you could take 1,000 of it, take home, and then you got the 5 plus the other 3. Then you got $800 just to goof around with and do what you want. So, just a thought. Hopefully this helps you guys. Like I said, it'll be a lot better when I put it into action this weekend. But to kind of give you my game plan, that's what I do. If you're going to the casino, and you know, nothing's guaranteed. I'm not telling you you're going to win for sure, but it works for me.